quarterfinals of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy Girls U-16-17 playoffs. Kickoff is coming your way right here on USSoccerDA.com. It all comes down to the final match day. After 90 minutes, either Tophat or FC Virginia will be through to the last 8. FC Virginia need all 3 points today as they come in with 4 from their first 2 games. A draw for Tophat will do as they have 6 out of a possible 6 over the first 2 match days. Mark Serber alongside Danielle Diavanzo. And Danielle, 2 of the most technical clubs we've seen in the Development Academy this season, and a Tophat side littered with national team talent.
This will be a very exciting matchup here. 2 teams that like to possess the ball and play out, keep being patient when they have the ball, and then look to penetrate once they disrupt the defensive shape.
And 2 teams that are on the verge of the century mark. This FC Virginia side sitting on 99 goals, while Tophat have 96 for the season. Tophat has yet to be shut out this season, but at the other end, one of the most staunch defenses, as they have given up just 28 goals in 32 games with shutouts in half of their games. And a big reason is the player we already highlighted in Talia Stouty.
Well, we've got that with the back line. She's able to be a force and being able to pick off a lot of passes, disrupt plays, not allow defenses to break down. I mean, you look at the last 2 games here, they've scored 3 goals and haven't allowed any. So it's their defensive side of the ball that really keeps this team strong.
Tophat in all yellow with white trim. They'll be attacking to your left. FC Virginia gets us underway. The final match day in Group A. They're in black and blue, attacking to your right. And it's Tophat who will bring it forward out of the back. Powell played into the channel, looking for the run of McIntyre. Will roll out of bounds for a Tophat goal kick, but not a bad idea from FC Virginia, looking to go vertical.
There it is again. They try to build the ball up. They have the option in, so they go inside. Then they want to look to play the ball out and use their speeds on the flanks, whether it's McIntyre on the right currently and Migley on the left.
Majority of these players have been with FC Virginia for at least 5 years. Won the Mid-Atlantic Division in the U13, U14, and U15 levels. Finished third in the Atlantic Division here at the 15-16 level. Record still good enough for the 11th overall seed.
So I love there when you see Hagen winning the ball and able to penetrate forward with that first touch and continue to get involved in the attack. It's always great when you see the defensive players with the ability to stay composed and dribble forward.
And this is FC Virginia coming forward in the 2nd minute. Quickly closed down by Black, but the ball will remain with FC Virginia. Be a throw in for Saunders on the near side. Good job by Powell to cut in. And one back by Glenn. Tophat's turn to go forward. This beautiful control from Simpson. Inside for Graham. Out wide for Black. Della Peruta is in front of her. Instead, it comes back into the middle. Great job to possess the ball from Tophat in the 2nd minute. Now the backs will bring it forward, but everybody else is up. This one poked away, so it'll be a throw in for Tophat.
Good defending there by Theoret to not fall for the quick turn the other way and just poke it out, disrupt the buildup that was occurring with Tophat.
Tophat established in 1982. Just last year was named the best girls club by Top Drawer Soccer. Looking to be the best team in the Development Academy at the 16-17 level. As this ball swung in over the head of Black and into the arms of Burnett. This is McIntyre to bring it forward for FC Virginia. The Loudon, Virginia side losing out to Tophat along this near wing. McIntyre fighting to win it right back. Powell. This one will come all the way through.
That one, the wind may have just caught it there. As you saw a big gust of wind come across the field and the ball curves the other way. But so far, both teams are doing a great job of getting numbers behind the ball quickly, especially Tophat. And when they're in transition, they lose the ball. You see 4 or 5 players drop at least right away, and then you've got the additional midfielders drop in as well to make it as hard as possible for FC Virginia to try to penetrate forward into the attacking third.
Glenn gets it out wide. And one back inside by FC Virginia. They look to build it out of the back. This is Burnett getting her 7th start after spending the entire season with the 18-19s. 26 starts for the 18-19s for Burnett, as that's a gorgeous spin in midfield. And Wheeler will get it off. Theorette wanted to go over the top, but it was blocked. And this is Migley on the far side. Migley gets around Bates, puts in the cross, but Stouty's there.
And there's Migley showing off how explosive she can be even with the ball at her feet.
Della Peruta lays it back. Out wide for Shuckle. Della Peruta spins away from the traffic, and a beautiful ball threaded through by Graham. Black's quick shot, getting down quickly is Burnett.
Great awareness there to drop that ball back to Graham, who was sitting in the pocket underneath. Quickly switches it the other way for Black, trying to get to goal, but a good save there by Burnett.
Black will play her college ball at Indiana. Over the top for Migley. UVA bound Migley, bound for the box as well. Puts in the shot, but the keeper had her near post covered. Good save from Brady Williams, making her 32nd appearance of the season.
That was a great ball through, cutting in behind the defender, allowing Migley to penetrate to goal. Just a little bit too far wide with the angle, and as a result, that's where the shot was a little bit easier to save.
A lot of times, Danielle, saves look easy because the keeper's already done the work to get over, and that's what Williams did there. Simpson gets it out wide. 2 players to find in the box. Comes across, Della Peruta flicks it on, and it's cleared away.
It's a great little heel flick attempt there to try to get that ball across the box, let it continue its momentum, and try to find Black on the opposite post.
Stouty clips it in. Nazari pops it up. Tophat to build down the far side in the 7th minute. It's another ball slid in. Intercepted right at the top of the 6.
There's Shuckle there trying to shake her defender and cut that ball back across, but Sellers did a great job of positioning herself and picking off that pass.
Stouty leaves it off. Good job by Cohn to check in. Keep it in bounds as well, and it will fall back to the feet of Sam Cohn. Well, that's a good ball from Cohn. The wind held that up as Graham was making the run through. It bounced into the arms of Burnett. You do feel if it weren't for that wind, though, that might have died right around the penalty spot, and it might have been tougher for Burnett.
I think it would have been a little more central as well, where you're seeing the wind is coming across the field, coming from the stands to the side where the players are sitting, and that's where you're seeing a lot of the balls are swinging out the other way. If we keep it more driven and rather than trying to loft it, that's where you'll be able to get that more power behind the ball to let it break through that wind.
Simpson gets it out wide. The Black is in. First touch took her a bit too far out wide. Now she cuts back inside, but the FC defense able to get back Slid through. Della Peruta will latch onto it. She's knocked over in the box. Fair challenge says the referee. And Della Peruta wins the first corner kick of the game, and it goes the way of the Georgia side.
There's great awareness there from Della Peruta to recognize that Sellers had overshifted to compensate for Hagen, who initially won that ball and penetrated forward and then was dispossessed. But again, the little knock off the defender gets them the corner and an opportunity now to try to score off a set piece.
Stouty's up from the back. It'll be an in-swinger from the near side. Well, it's won by Tophat at the near post. And they'll get it back out to Black. Shapes up for another cross. It's looped in. Burdette comes out and elects to punch. This is a good turn from Migley. It's off to the races. Migley skips inside of Meadows. And Stouty's there. Correction. It was Cone who came across to make the challenge. And what an important challenge it was.
Again, shows how strong of a player Migley is in regards to being able to penetrate quickly and control the ball, where you need 4 players to surround her before she got dispossessed.
Bates gets it out wide. Shackle plays it into the path of Simpson. Della Peruta and Black make their way into the box. Slid for Della Peruta. And good defending by Hagen. So it'll be a throw in the 10th minute. Simpson trying to spin at the top of the box.
So there was a good shift by Nazari to be able to double team her quickly and poke that ball away.
And this one too far for Cone. So it'll be a throw in for FC Virginia. Quickly taken by McIntyre into Powell. Saunders jumps into the attack. Back inside for Theoret. Good patient build-up from FC Virginia in the 11th minute. And there's time for Powell to turn. Still going Powell, steps into one, and Stouty gets the block, but it's at the expense of the first corner kick of the game for FC Virginia.
Well, there's Stouty there showing why that she's been a regular national team call-up as of late. She's got the presence and the awareness to be able to shift in and be able to put her body in front of the line quickly, reading the visual cues of the player about to strike that ball.
Theoret has come over to take. Out of Oakton High School, Theoret. Well, it's a good ball in. Keepers come out, punched it, scrambled in the box, and saved on the end line.
Great clear by Cone on the end line to keep this game 0-0.
And this will skip all the way through for a goal kick. Well, that's why you put a player on the post. And Cone did well to stay there.
And there it is, goal line clear, right in the position, easy clear out. And you see Williams coming out with that initial punch, just wasn't able to get enough behind it, maybe hit it with the wrong part of her hand and wasn't able to propel it out of the box, and instead it got recycled. But again, Cone with the great goal line stop to keep this game scoreless.
So Cone, the reason it's still 0-0. FC Virginia bench pleading for their players to try and squeeze, but Tophat able to play out of it. This is forward for Simpson. Madeline Simpson still with it. It's unable to find Graham. Into the middle, and Powell's offside.
So Powell there just caught a little bit too far behind and tried to check back into the space, but due to the defense of Tophat as a line pushing up quickly, that's where she just got caught off a bit. But again, good defending by Nazari to step in and disrupt that play in the middle. As you saw, there was a lot of real estate for Simpson to penetrate forward, but good recovery by Nazari.
Meadows gets it out wide. Into the channel, was looking for the run of Shackful, but was asking too much of her. Wheeler helped it on, but it rolls out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Tophat in the 13th minute. This will roll all the way through, and Williams will take it out of her box. Stouty. Della Peruta came back from an offside position, so the flag goes up. Into the 14th minute, what have you seen so far, Danielle?
You do see a lot of great possession buildup from the defensive third into the middle third. It's just that ball in the final attacking third sometimes is being a little bit too forced at times, but then when they are able to settle and possess through, that's where you're seeing these really strong goal-scoring chances early in this match. It's almost like a chess match right now where both teams are trying to just find a way to get the defensive shape misbalanced and then find the gap to penetrate quickly.
Hagen slides it in for McIntyre, catches up to it, but the cross too close to the keeper.
Another great save by Williams, getting into position, anticipating the ball, and having the strong hands there to have that contour shape, secure the ball, and not give up a rebound. And there's that beautiful ball through, run across, coming across the defenders. McIntyre tries to cut it back just a little bit too far to the end line, and Williams being in the right position to not let that ball continue its path.
Just about to say, when you're right on the end line like that and the defender's foot is in front of you, that's the hardest to get it back across goal. Stouty flights it to the far side for Bates. Velvet touch to bring it down. Now Simpson gets it out wide for Shackle. Over the top, and Williams comes out to take.
You see right now the midfield of FC Virginia is just trying to take advantage of that high defensive line that Tophat likes and just using their speed up top. We've already seen a couple balls go over the top for Migley to run onto, where we had that one opportunity in the box, especially where she eventually was stopped by Cone coming across with the tackle.
Della Peruta unable to slide it through. Into the feet of Powell. It's good hold-up play from Powell. Able to ride the challenge of Della Peruta. Black gets it back. Cone drives it in the middle for Della Peruta. What a challenge that is to get the ball. Now flying forward, Della Peruta. Out wide for Shackle. It's a good ball in, just beyond the reach of the two attackers in yellow. And then swept clear for a corner kick. Second of the game for Tophat. Well, that was a great run down the wing from Shackle.
I mean, that all started with Della Peruta coming back and winning that ball in the midfield, turning out, and you saw Shackle was just waiting for that ball to finally come to her feet. Great composure there to stay on side, great awareness, and then eventually get in across.
This corner kick right to the penalty spot, flying in. Body's going down in the box, and FC Virginia will bring it out.
Their Sellers coming away with it, trying to jumpstart the attack the other way.
Forward for Migley. Migley in a foot race with Stouty. It's Migley who wins it and opens the scoring for FC Virginia. Nope, just wide.
There it is again, FC Virginia trying to take advantage of the quick counterattack using the speed of Migley, where you see she just takes off to the races whenever she gets that space, was able to get behind the back line. That ball just a little bit too wide, and you saw she had her beat. And here's the ball again, just her speed. How quickly she can get forward. Williams opted to stay home, and fortunately for her, that ball went just wide as Migley missed the net.
Well, I saw the net ripple, it deceived me. Was just a bit wide, but a great run from Migley, and the speed to stay in front of Stouty, who was getting back. Almost able to put FC Virginia up 1-0, but it remains 0-0 in the 18th minute.
It's the right idea, though, where she's trying to open up her hips and go to the near side rather than going opposite post. You see Williams had the position to get her left hand out for the anticipating the ball going across the box.
Saunders throwing. Graham. Simpson. Black. Sophia Black. One back by Nazari. Powell unable to turn Stouty. Theoret. Well, we talk so much about the firepower up top for Tophat and the strength along their back line, but I've been really impressed with their 3 interior midfielders as well through his first 18+ minutes.
So as I mentioned, they're really good in transition where they get numbers behind the ball, and you see that FC Virginia where they're trying to get the advantage quickly is when they're in, an example, defending a set piece. Can they get out quick because they know they have the numbers advantage and the speed advantage when all the FC Tophat players, the Tophat players are pushing up.
Push forward for Theoret. Has time to pick out a pass over the top. Intercepted on the far side. This is Shuckle. Was a tough ball back, but Stouty was able to deal with it. Shuckle working on Borden. Able to get inside of her, but shows too much of it to Nazari. With the help of Wheeler, wins it back. Won by Glenn. We'll play her college ball up north in California at Santa Clara. Glenn, another one of these Tophat players who is in the U-17 national team pool.
So good defending there by Meadows to get up and over and head it away before Powell had the ability to settle the ball and turn out.
Cohn did well to keep it for Tophat. Simpson, her pass cut out. This is Stouty again. Her distribution is sensational. So important to have good ball-playing center backs, and that's exactly what Stouty is for Tophat. Black comes back for it. Cohn joins the party, but it is called off by an offside.
Talk about Stouty's ability to get forward. In the CONCACAF final, she actually had the assist on that game-winning goal, which is incredible, where you see a defender getting up in for a corner kick set piece and having the awareness to distribute, play it off, and have her teammate finish that, put that ball away. And you see here when she does have the ability to get up, she tries to make every pass played with purpose.
McIntyre working on Cohn. McIntyre gets the cross off, and Stouty gets back. It's a good cross, but especially when the ball's on the ground like that, you need players making runs across the face of the defenders.
So for me, that was a great read by Meadows to cut back across, being able to anticipate that gap in between, wins that ball and plays it out. And then again with Stouty there, anticipating that ball in and getting her body between Powell and that pass through, so Powell has no chance of getting on top of it.
Over the top, Black was getting ready to make a diagonal run in. It's too far, and she'll hold her run as FC Virginia will build out of the back.
The Tophat really likes playing that ball to the right side and looking diagonally to find Black open. But now you're seeing that Virginia has been able to start compensating, and you don't see Saunders pushing over as much as she was before. She's now hanging a bit further wide, and that's where that diagonal ball isn't working as well as it was in the first 10 minutes of the game or so when she had a couple good looks on net.
Theoret getting forward. It's back from Nazari. Now Borden. She decides to have a hit. That's repelled at the top of the box. Migley still battling for it. Meadows wins the header. And it's Tophat who come out of the scrum with it. This will be a free kick. Well, so far, Donovan Eubank out of Tennessee has had very little to do as the center referee, and what's been a very clean 23 minutes.
I think a lot of it, too, has to do with the style of play where they possess a lot and move the ball a little bit quicker. So you're not seeing a lot of time for players to really push each other off. And that there is just a late delay. It wasn't really anything malicious, but Tophat, I believe, was the one who was able to disrupt that play initially, which was great just to slow it down because you saw Tophat was licking their lips for the quick counter there, and Tophat disrupted it to delay.
Graham leaves it off. Glenn tried to get it forward. Nazari. Powell. Meadows matching her step for step. And Powell will hold it up and bring it back again. Stepped in by Black. Space for Simpson to run. Shuckle all alone on the far side. Did well to hold up her run, so she's onside. Della Puerta, Black making their way into the box. Shuckle has a go.
I love how every time you see the midfield players building up, Shuckle is immediately going so far wide, her heels look like they're touching on the end line, and that's the kind of players that you want, creating that space and having that awareness then to be able to receive the ball, and then she's got the technical skill where she can cut back inside, make that space enough for her to get that shot off just a little bit wide there. And there it is again, just a quick little shimmy out, cut back in towards her left foot, and having a crack at it.
One back by Powell. And Hagen will get it back to her keeper. 0-0 in the 25th minute. Graham scoops it forward. This is Borden for FC Virginia. Slides it through for Migley. Meadows will use the safety valve in her keeper. Williams gets it out to the near side for Cone. Cone already made a very important goal line clearance. Keep this game at 0-0. Stouty drives it to the far side. Bates slides it through, Shuckles offside.
So it was a great ball in from Stouty. She's able to bring that ball up. Her head's looking at both ways, trying to find the gap, and she just slits it through into the path of her teammates. Again, unbelievable distribution by Stouty from the back.
Wind picking up in Oceanside. You can see that the ball driven rather than lofted up in the air for that reason. It's a good adjustment made by Sellers. It was drilled into Powell, but she dealt with it well. Saunders. Powell continued to run. Unable to skip past Cone, who shields it well and wins the free kick. Been really impressed with her. She not only gets forward, but she's a shutdown defender on this flank.
So I love there just a recognition where you saw Powers trying to flick the ball one way and she comes across the other, and Cone constantly checking her shoulders, was able to recognize that and get her body in front and draw the foul.
Sam Cone has now started 32 games for Tophat this season. Meadows. Inside. Space for Bates to bring forward. Della Peruta. We'll come back for Stouty.
See FC Virginia trying to get a little bit of a high press there as they saw Williams almost hesitate for a moment with the ball, and that's where they just wanted to pounce. But good work by Tophat to be able to stay composed, work the ball around, and keep trying to find options with the feet.
On the long ball for Powell. And Stouty steps in. She looks so calm, even in the challenge, Stouty.
At this point, when she's been on the highest level in a final game and able to stay composed, coming down 2-1, come back to win 3-2 in that CONCACAF final with the U-17s. It's amazing there for this. Might be like a cakewalk in comparison, some may say.
Donovan Eubank out of Tennessee, your man in the middle for this afternoon. It's an FC Virginia side that finished just 6 points behind Atlantic Division winners Penn Fusion. Still the 11th best record in the DA. And they get their second corner kick of the game.
Great effort by Powell there again to try to drive end line and able to work her way, play that ball off the defender and gets a corner for her team.
7 players in the box for FC Virginia. 6 of them lined up across the top of the 6. That's where the ball is played. Somehow makes its way all the way through. It's cleared out of bounds so that it wouldn't be another corner kick. And it's Sellers who retrieves. Della Peruta takes it off of her foot. And this is Tophat to go the other way as we're nearing the half-hour mark in Oceanside. Sophia Black tried to lift it over the top.
That was great work there by Virginia to get their numbers back quickly. As you saw, Tophat was trying to play forward, and Virginia, great job getting back, plugging up that middle, and trying to force them to go wide. And again, the recognition and awareness from the defensive line to stay compact and then shift according to where they anticipated the ball to be played.
Wheeler turns, was unable to get by Glenn. Leading the charge for Tophat. Della Peruta asking for it in space and gets it. She's in a battle with Hagen. Able to take it off of her foot. Her clearance only as far as Shuckle. Meadows pumps it forward, sent right back. This is Stouty.
Here's again that patience by FC Tophat, being able to work the ball around, and as the players off the ball are trying to move, get that defensive shape disrupted for Virginia, and then finally find the gap to get to goal.
And here's Graham in the gap, but her shot is always rising. But there's that opportunity, just that little bit of space that they were looking for, and Graham found it.
Great build-up again by Tophat, and you saw that little run coming across, gets a touch, looks to get the shot off, but good pressure tracking back by Virginia.
Maggie Graham, a member of the U-16 national team, play her college ball at Duke. Sellers to bring it forward for FC Virginia in the 32nd minute. The comfort level on the ball is extraordinary to watch from both of these teams.
I'm saying both teams, again, very patient when they are, especially in the middle of the field. It's just when they get into the attacking third, they're sometimes trying to force it a bit too much. So once they're able to stay composed, I think that's where we saw on the flip side with Tophat. That's where they're able to get that ball in.
This good ball driven in, allowed to bounce in the box, and the clearance was a rough one, but it is steered wide of the far post.
See Stouty there, not too happy with that header clearance, seemed to not turn her body enough to get more power behind it. And McIntyre, excuse me, having the right idea, or she was just trying to one-time it inside the foot volley into the opposite post, and there it is, just not enough power on that flick. McIntyre trying to one-time it, catch Williams off guard.
I love the fact that she did try and go first time though. Had her spot, tried to pick it out.
the exact play that you want to have with that instinct of just let me drive it quickly, catch Williams off guards, and she had her beat if that shot was just a little more to the right.
Borden not allowed to go forward, so she'll go back with it. It was almost a good turn from Powell, but it's a great reading of the game from Cone once again.
There's an example of Graham had the ball and just looked like she was trying to force it just a little bit too early rather than waiting for her team to shift up together and they can try to possess on the ground before playing that long ball in when the gap's available or the space is more available.
Strong challenge from Bates on the far side. She'll win the throne for Tophat. Club name taken from C.Y. Strickler's Navy Fighter Squadron, the VF-14. The Fighting 14 Tophatters, the Navy's oldest active squadron. And one of those planes are on display at the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Pretty cool how they got the name Tophatters. Pretty cool how the club got the name Tophat. McIntyre dispossessed, but this ball will roll out of bounds.
Great tracking back there from Black, being able to get back, dispossess McIntyre, and now able to slow the play down a bit. This allows her entire team now to get into their defensive shape.
Poked out for McIntyre. Little touch on for Saunders. She'll get it back for Hagen. Thought about the early ball in, instead elected to go with the gap. Now she plays that early ball in. Migley was able to get ahead on it. Meadows will get it clear.
Seeing Tophat sitting back just a little bit now, waiting for that long ball in and trying to win that first or second ball.
Saunders is throwing. Powell spins away. Still going Powell. Poked away from her at the top of the box. Nazari gets it over for Theoret. Slid over to the near side. Saunders gets the return ball from McIntyre. Was going to play back to her. Good awareness to realize she was offside and will get it into the middle. Back out for Saunders. Now she'll float it into the mix. And this is Shuckle on the far side. Leaves it off for Graham. U-16 national team player will get it back to Bates. Inside for Shuckle, lovely turn from her. And it's opened up here for Simpson. Wide open on this near side cone. Her ball to the back post is a good one.
So if Simpson didn't turn her back there, I think she would have had an opportunity to win that ball and keep it in the box.
Great job by Powell just to keep it in. Plays it forward for Migley. And now it's going to be a free kick rather than a throw-in. It's a very heavy challenge coming in from Olivia Migley.
Here it is. It looked like Migley recognized that she wasn't going to be able to get there first. She just gave her a push in the back, and there goes Graham. Hopefully Graham is okay and able to get up.
Migley getting a lecture from the referee. It's good to see that Graham is all right. So play will continue in the 38th minute. Tophat will hit the reset button through their keeper, Williams. Forward for Powell. Good spin from Powell. Trying to shake her defender. It's McIntyre who has a rip, and it skips through. Off the hands of Williams and in, and it's FC Virginia who have their noses in front.
Great footwork there from Powell to be able to spin around, go for it, trying to shake off her defender. That initial shot blocked, but McIntyre was able to be in the right spot at the right time. Has such a powerful shot, and here it is again. Great deflection first time. McIntyre in the right spot, rips this shot, and that's where sometimes, even if you hit the keeper, if you have enough power behind it, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, it happens to the best of them. If you've been watching the Men's World Cup, David De Gea gave up a similar goal against Portugal. It's FC Virginia who have the 1-0 lead in the 39th minute. Powell chases it down. Able to poke it back for McIntyre. Loops it into the box and headed away. Bates doing the defending on the far side off of her last third corner kick of the game for FCV.
And there's McIntyre again, sitting back just a little bit and being in the right spot to be able to serve that ball across, and Migley earning the corner for her team.
It's Tophat who will come over to take. In-swinger from the far side. Different setup for FC Virginia. As now players getting ready to crash into the box. They went in. Looks like that hit off the head of an FC Virginia player, but it comes back out. And Tophat will win another corner.
I'm not sure there. It may have directed off the head of Missouri, maybe it looked like, or not sure there. But again, they were able to work their way around, get another corner for their team, and another opportunity to try to double their lead off a set piece.
Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Another corner kick for Tophat. This time everybody's back inside the 6. Corner comes in. Back out wide. Hits off McIntyre. She ushers it out further wide. Now the cross driven in along the ground. Cleared only the top of the box. It hits off McIntyre. And after a bit of pinball, it's smashed clear on the far side. Thrown for FCV.
It was Meadows there with the attempted big clear out. McIntyre again in the same spot, right time. Hits it off her. And now FC Virginia will look to build up again.
This is Sellers. Takes the space in front of her. Tophat has space. Her shot was charged down and Cone clears. Only as far as Saunders. Hagen. Sellers. Back for Burnett. Ashburn, Virginia native, will put it back out wide. And it's FCV to come forward in the 42nd. Trying to thread it through was the goal scorer, McIntyre. Can Tophat find a leveler before the break? Nazari steps in. Poked right back, and the break could be on here if they can hurry, Tophat. Black flying down the near side. Black steps inside. One back by Graham. This is Glenn. Two national team players combining to get it out wide for Shuckle. Stouty wants to step up. Driven forward for Powell. There's Powell swinging back again, waiting for runners to join her. Powell running right at the heart of the defense. Tried to slide it through. She very nearly got it.
Oh, great read by Stouty there to put her leg and win that ball, and not only deflect it, but keep the ball and then work it out of the back.
Space for Simpson to run. De La Puerta's asking for it on the far side. Instead it comes to the near for Black. And coming across to make the challenge is Hagen.
There was a great little deception there from De La Puerta to be able to go wide, drawing the defense with her, and they flicked it back out to Black. And Black's first touch, trying to go to goal, but great read by Hagen to come across and make that tackle.
Final 2 minutes of the first half, plus whatever stoppage time deemed necessary by the referee. That one just beyond the reach of De La Puerta. Stouty steps in. Plays it over the top, but Hagen shuts the door.
Oh, good little look there from Stouty to try to chip it over into the path of De La Puerta.
Thrown for Shuckles, committed to Marshall. She goes down and somehow gets up and comes away with it. Space at the top of the box, quickly closed down. Graham is able to slide it across. This is Simpson. Simpson was looking for the half yard of space. Instead, she'll go back to Cohn. Cohen has time to set up the service. Teases it into the danger area. It was a good ball just beyond the reach of De La Puerta.
It was a really good look by Cohn to try to dump it in over the top. De La Puerta was just right there, but good read by Burnett to come out and secure the ball for the save. Here's again Cohn, picks her head up, has a little bit of that backspin to hold it up just enough, trying to delay it so De La Puerta can get there. But good read by Burnett to come out and make the save.
Lovely move from Simpson. And she threads it through. De La Puerta felt that she was held, as do the coaches who jump off the bench to the edge of their technical area.
Yeah, they're looking there for a bit of an obstruction, being able to hold her off because De La Puerta was going into goal.
Well, the Tophat coach just gave a look over to the fourth official, and let me tell you, if looks could kill. There'll be 1 minute of stoppage time. And Tophat have had the better of the play in the last 5 minutes. FC Virginia will be content to go into the break with the 1-0 lead. That's why you see them just holding the ball in the back.
We've seen both teams so far, they're able to carry the momentum. It's kind of been swinging back and forth. It's not as if one team has been extremely dominant. It's been pretty even back and forth, which makes this a fun matchup.
Hagen getting forward. Migley spins on the far side. Has a step on Bates, gets by her. This is Migley along the end line. She fizzes it across, and just arriving a step too late was Powell. Now Powell to put it back in. Powell wins a corner kick. They'll need to take it quickly. 5th of the half for FC Virginia.
Great work again by Migley to explode out, and that speed is just so dangerous on that side right now. Gets the ball across. Powell, that ball seemed to spin a little bit backwards when she first hit it, and that's where it slew the play down, but still great effort to get the corner.
Last chance of the half for FC Virginia. McIntyre will take the corner kick. Outswinger from the near side. Plays it in, keeper comes out, missed it. And just over, and that will be the last action of what's been a really fun first half, Danielle.
Not sure if that was Stouty that came over to make that initial save, but again, great defensive work at the last second for Tophat to not allow another goal to go into that box coming across there. Or it may have been Black, part of me, that maybe made that almost goal line clearance. But first half, I think both teams, again, had moments where they were having the momentum, getting good looks on target. It's just a matter of right now, we see they had the one finish in favor of FC Virginia. And there's the replay again. McIntyre just ripping that shot. And
had all kind of swerves on it, didn't it, that ball?
There it is. It just bends a little bit, and Williams just unable to secure that ball as it goes into the back of the net. And that is the difference right now in this first half.
It's 1-0. FC Virginia leads Tophat at halftime. We're going to step aside with you, but we'll be back for the final 45 minutes here on USSoccerDA.com. All set for the final 45 minutes between Tophat and FC Virginia. It's FC Virginia with a 1-0 lead. Two changes to tell you about at halftime. For FC Virginia, Gabriella Nazari has come out to be replaced by Ken Azir. And we have a goalkeeper change for Tophat as Tyler McCamey comes in to replace Brady Williams. McCamey, a U-17 national pool keeper, is committed to Princeton. So she'll get the second half, and Tophat will get the kick for the final 45 minutes in Group A. Danielle, what does Tophat need to do to get the leveler?
For me, the big thing is when they're in the middle third or when they're in a quick transition, having their midfielders play that ball quicker. You have Shuckle and Black do a phenomenal job of getting wide. So sometimes so far wide, they're literally out of bounds and then coming back in to receive the ball. And there's the gaps available. I just want to see them midfielders play the ball a bit quicker so we can take advantage, so they can take advantage of that transition and get into the attacking third.
For FC Virginia, what do they need to do to continue to keep this lead and keep a hold of the game?
For them, it's just making sure they keep their defensive shape. At times, they're starting to get a little bit spread when they're transition, so getting numbers back behind the ball quicker and not allowing Tophat to play the ball in and get it back out, in, back out. And that's where they Tophat has had that success early on especially, and then sometimes in the first half once they go inside, outside.
This is Simpson. Gets it through. Della Peruta nudged off the ball, and it's cleared into touch. It'll be a throw-in for Tophat.
There it is again. Tophat goes wide, cuts back in, goes wide, cuts back in, and then looking for the ball through to have those players, whether it's Della Peruta, Black, or Shuckle, being able to maneuver their way around and getting in behind that defensive line.
FC Virginia now on the century mark for goals this season. The goal from McIntyre in the first half, the 100th goal of the year. As the spaces open up for Powell on this near side. Powell was excellent in the first half. And that ball sails out for a goal kick.
And Migley again winning that ball and penetrating forward, cutting inside there as Powell overlaps out. Does a great job to delay her run, so when the ball gets played into her, she's onside and has the ability and the space provided to be able to cross that ball in.
It's an important interception as Borden didn't allow that ball to go through.
It's a great little step just to get that ball to hit her foot and slow it down and not allow Black to get in behind, who was making that run.
Zier's first involvement is played over the top looking for Powell. One back by Migley on this near side. Migley has a step on Bates. Cuts in. Overhit the cross just a tad, and McIntyre has to chase it with Cohen on the far side. And Cohen wins the foot race and sweeps it out of bounds.
And this here, Cohen kicking it out of bounds allows Tophat midfield to now drop back and find their shape and find their mark.
Over the top. That's a good run. Still going is Black. Has Shuckle. Shuckle arriving. Shuckle shoots. And just lofting over the crossbar. A good counter attack from Tophat. Shuckle just couldn't keep her effort on frame.
And that's where Simpson, she's penetrating forward with the ball, and you see the FC Virginia defense surround De La Puerta, so then it goes out wide, leaves the space open for Black. Black's first touch going forward, or I'm sorry, excuse me, Shuckle, first touch getting forward, just couldn't keep that shot down. And you see that whole time, Della Peruta was being tracked the entire time. She was trying to make these movements, getting around and around, couldn't get open, and that allowed the space to open out for Shuckle on the far right side to get a shot on net.
Well, I understand wanting to swarm Della Peruta, but you cannot forget about Shuckle or Black on either side of her.
So both players have already shown that they are able to get looks on target today. And so far, Black has already scored once in the first game, so you know she can score.
Goal given up by Tophat in the first half, the first time they've conceded in these playoffs. Looking to get back on level terms, have some defending to do here. Shuckle wins it. Crowded out by 2 in FC Virginia jerseys, but it's 1 back. Bates steps on it. Migley picks her pocket. Now Migley skips past Bates. It was a good job by Meadows coming over and cover, but it will be a throw-in for FC Virginia.
And that's whenever Migley gets the ball, she's going to attract at least an extra defender, if not more. So that's where if FC Virginia can get players around the ball quicker to support, that's where Migley can draw in that extra defender, dish it out quickly, and that'll open up space for her teammates.
Powell. McIntyre tracks it down. Back for Saunders. In for Powell. Her hold-up play has been excellent so far. McIntyre's cross. This one will come all the way back for Hagen. Inside for Theoret. Able to ride the challenge of Shuckle. This is Sellers out of South County High School. Over the top. Migley. Flag is up. So offside on Olivia Migley. Another player who's bound to play for the Duke Blue Devils.
So that's where Tophat, they were sitting in. You hear the bench telling them to push up, and there's the offside call as a result of the back line pushing up as a unit quicker.
This is Simpson. Bates. Good high pressure being applied from FCV. And they're able to keep it. Pushed down the line and cleared into touch by Meadows.
And there's the fresh legs of Zier coming into the second half, able to apply that high pressure early in that middle into the defensive third. And that's where you see FC Virginia's trying to win the ball back quicker. And for them, they want to double this lead to make it even harder for Tophat to come back. They need a win to get by. Tophat only needs a draw.
First touch of the day for McCamey. This time she'll have to clear. Good ball out wide. Cone to bring it up the far side. Simpson spins away with it. Graham to run. Graham flying forward. Feeds Black outside. One-time cross in. Della Peruta has it headed away from her. And this will be a free kick on the far side for Tophat. As you said, they need just a goal. It will do enough. They're on 6 points. FC Virginia on 4. Donovan Eubank, believe that's only the 3rd free kick he's given all game.
There's a great opportunity now for Tophat to try to equalize, as they've got players who have the ability to play the ball in the air.
We've already seen with Stouty's distribution, her ability to put in a quality ball. Now you'll get to see what she can do when the ball isn't moving.
Stouty as well has a goal in the first game as well, so she's already got 1 on her stat sheet for this playoffs.
The runs come into the box. It's a dangerous ball. FC Virginia get the first header on it and the second. Glenn. Bates gets in. Slides it inside for Shackle. Della Peruta's shot is blocked, and the offside flag is up.
Yeah, there's a great little cut there from Shackle to bring it back to then try to chip it over the top, but just a little too excited for the Tophat players getting in just behind, and that's where the offside was called. So, you know, Stouty is pushed up more, playing more of a 6 role, trying to get in a bit more into the attack.
Shuckle's been so dangerous off the dribble. This time inside. Della Peruta spins, plays it forward, and big save made by the keeper. Otherwise, that would have been 1-1, but Burnett comes to the rescue for FCV.
That was a beautiful run there by Graham, coming in across. And again, Della Peruta with the quick little turn. There it is. Deception gets the space, plays that spinning ball in behind. Meadows trying to get the flick, but what a great save by Burnett to be able to come out and just get her hand on it and disrupt it.
Bates to the top of the box. Spinning. Scooped over the top. Della Peruta's header. And she'll be whistled for a foul. Nervous moments though for FC Virginia, but bailed out by their keeper. It's Burnett robbing Graham point blank to keep it at 1-0 in favor of the Virginia side.
So I'm loving those overlapping runs that Graham is making to try to get in behind, because you see a lot of times Della Peruta likes to check in, and that opens up the space behind her for Graham to overlap.
Zier chasing on the far side. It should win a throw-in. Quickly taken in for Powell. Migley. Saunders gets it inside. Back it goes. Hagen service. Looking for the flick on. This is Powell. Powell got by 1 and whistled for a foul as she clipped the second.
This is a great tracking from Glenn to get back and disrupt the play. And as she plays it out, that's where the foul was committed. Now they're going the other way with Stouty trying to bring it up the field.
Over the top. Simpson a bit late in making the run, and Burnett's there. Headed forward for Shuckle. Has Bates in support. Stepping in and winning it. It's an FC Virginia player, and she'll smack it all the way back down. Good win by Migley.
Great win by Migley, and you see that's where, when she has recently been called up by the U-16 national team, it's as a defender, and you can see why, as she's doing such a great job of getting in behind, positioning herself well, and then striking when she sees the mistake.
And a foul is called. Assistant referee putting up his flag for Della Peruta, putting her hands on the jersey of Sellers. Gets a get out of jail free card there. She very nearly gave it away for Della Peruta.
See Della Peruta not happy with the call there. Doesn't feel that it was deserved. See, that's a little bit after the play. So it was the initial scruffle, I think, is where the refs decided to call it. But here they are again, winning possession, now trying to come back the other way with a bit of build-up play.
Glenn's pass is cut off. Slid through for Migley. Gets a step on Meadows. This is Migley. Meadows blocks. Meadows clears. First corner kick of the half, 6th of the game for FC Virginia.
Strong one-on-one defending there by Meadows.
As there was that mistake from Sellers, and referee spotting that Della Peruta just grabbed the back of Sellers' jersey right as before the two of them took off on that foot race.
I think he didn't
Whether or not it was a foul is a different question, but that's what the assistant referee, Fritz Barbarous, on this near side saw.
I don't think he liked the fact that her arm came up and over and looked like as she was trying to accelerate, maybe pushed her behind, and that's where maybe he saw the foul being called.
So the in-swinger, lofted to the back post, the header, and a save, rebound. FC Virginia, 2 goals to the good. It's one of these corner kicks finally comes to fruition. Quick reactions, and FC Virginia first to pounce.
And that's where you see on the corner kicks, you're always told to follow every shot, and Powell just waiting for that ball to pop back out and finishes it home. And here's the replay. There's the First header initially in, there's the save, and just a quick follow-up by Powell, doing anything she can to just get her foot behind it, puts it up into the top of the net to give this a 2-0 lead in favor of FC Virginia.
Nikki Barrio has checked in for Tophat, replacing Reagan Bates. Barrio committed to the University of Pittsburgh, making her 31st appearance of the season. Listed as a midfielder, so perhaps an offensive substitution for Troy Garner's side, with a defender coming out and a midfielder coming in. Well, so far now, she is lined up in that outside back position, Barrio. Shuckle gets to the byline, pulls it back, and the offside flag is up. Just past the hour mark in Oceanside, and FC Virginia have taken a 2-0 lead as Powell was quickest to pounce after the ball had pinballed around in the box following a corner kick. She deserves it today for her play up top. Just rewards for Powell. And it's the number 11 seed who has the 2-0 lead over the number 7 seed on a day where they need to win. Keep in mind, though, that on match day 1, FC Virginia had a 2-0 lead over Lone Star and gave up 2 goals in the final 15 minutes. Cannot have a repeat of that here today.
When we mentioned the substitution, looks like Simpson has dropped back now to play a right back position, and that's where you see the defender coming off, and there's the shift there to allow the midfielder to check in.
This ball comes in, and Shackle, lifeline for Tophat.
So you saw Tophat a lot of this game being able to play the ball up the middle, work it back out wide, and trying to get that ball across to the open player on the far side after forcing the defense to shift over. And there you see Shuckle. A lot of effort put into this game in regards to just hustling, defending, attacking, and finally getting things paid off. And there's the ball over the top. Shuckle making that run, just getting a touch. That's all you need. Great awareness, great ability to time her run and just get a touch on it to put it in the back of the net. Now it's a 2-1 game. This is huge for Tophat now to get that momentum.
Tori Pine has just come in for Sophia Black. Pine making her 10th appearance of the season. It's no surprise to me that the cross came off the boot of Cone for that goal. And Shuckle, the number 7, with her 7th goal of the season. And it's a big one as it gets Tophat back on track in this one. That's all to play for now inside these final 27 minutes.
McIntyre there pushing the back as Cone was just trying to shield her off.
Cheer from the far side is when I say top, you say hat. Coming in from the other members of the different academy teams that are here for Tophat this season. Trying to will their team onto a leveler that would be enough to take them through. As they came into the game on 6 points. FC Virginia coming in on 4. So now, how do FC Virginia manage this game? Powell, as things stand, her goal is the game winner. And this time she wins a throw-in for FCV.
I think for FC Virginia right now, they're just trying to keep the ball away from their half at this point. They want to try to keep putting the foot on the pedal, get more goals, and make this lead even harder for Tophat to come back. And Tophat is a team that we know is calm and cool and collective during tough situations. They have the composure and they have the skill set to be patient and attack when they can.
be a throw for Borden out of Heritage High School in Leesburg, Virginia. And it's Powell at the top of the box. Glenn wrestles it away from her. Bought down by Della Peruta. Battling with Sellers. Gets it out wide. That's a good overlapping run on the far side. 4 players in yellow pouring into the box, and it will go out for a corner kick. First of the half for Tophat.
There's Graham again making those overlapping runs when we see the players up top checking in towards the middle. It opens up that space for Graham, putting in the effort. Now she's got a corner earned for her team. And here's another opportunity for Tophat to be able to take advantage of their size, of their ability to play in the air.
Corner kick comes in. Cleared away by McIntyre. Just looking to run. It's 1-on-4 at the moment. McIntyre gets it in the center for Migley. Flying down the far side. It was a good move, but just unable to keep it in. And it'll be a throw in for Tophat.
That's where you see Hagen coming off her line all the way up, trying to get into support quickly. And now you see Tophat coming the other way.
Simpson. This is Borden. Played it behind Powell, who was still running forward. Able to come back for it. Now Powell waiting for runners through. She'll guide it off for Saunders on the far side. Good tackle made, but it will be a throw-in for FC Virginia in the 67th minute.
And there you see Della Peruta tracking back, or excuse me, that was Glenn there, being able to shift over as that 6 roll, making those tackles, disrupting the play, slowing it down, giving her team a chance to regroup.
This one rolls free for Tophat to collect. And in the middle it goes for Barrio. The future Panther gets it out wide to Shuckle. Shuckle has a step on Borden, who gets back, but it will be another corner kick for Tophat as they look for the equalizer in the 68th minute.
Well, there's Borden there, not allowing Shuckle's quick in and out to shake her off. Instead, she continues to track, recognizes that Shuckle's trying to cross that ball, and instead is able to block it. But here's another opportunity for Tophat to try to get something out of a corner kick.
Six players in the box for Tophat. What can the Atlanta side conjure up here? It's played short, it's left to run, and the shot is charged down. This is Della Peruta. Teases it into the mix. Ooh. Oh, such a dangerous ball from Della Peruta. Nobody in yellow able to get on the end of it. Penn was in the vicinity, but couldn't latch on.
Unbelievable ball by Della Peruta there. Just a quick cut, gives her separation, and it bends and delays, so it's out of the reach there of Burnett, or it's forcing her to make its decision. Rather, do I come out, do I stay? She opted to stay. All Tophat needed was just one player to get a touch on it, and Pine was so close.
They're surging forward again here, Tophat. Screams for a handball, referee waves it away.
And that was Glenn who was able to penetrate forward. Looked as she was crossing, it may have deflected off a hand. Sounds like the sidelines, who had the better angle, was calling for a handball.
We're gonna have a substitution. It'll be for FC Virginia. Kristen Kinney will come on as she replaces Saunders. Kinney making her 25th appearance of the season out of Wakefield High School in Haymarket, Virginia. Ball comes in, this time over Shuckle, and it will roll out for a goal kick.
You see Shuckle making that run, and I think the wind just took that ball a little bit wider. Tophat now, what I think they need to do is keep applying that pressure a bit higher. Can they win the ball in the middle third and attack quickly?
Shuckle takes it off the boot of Migley. Simpson unable to get forward, but she does win the throw-in. So we're heading towards the final 20 minutes in Group A. FC Virginia need the win. Tophat need just a draw to go through to the quarterfinals. Glenn flights it to the far side. This is Cohen. It's been very dangerous getting forward. First touch let her down, able to get it a second time, and Zier gets it clear.
And this is where you need to see Tophat, although they do want to play that ball quick to move it around, to disrupt the shape, they need to make sure that they keep it on the ground. They're still remembering their technique and staying composed with the ball.
Penn gets it out wide. Cohen pops it into the center. It's over Barrio, and it's swept clear. Little ball back for Simpson. Able to step inside of Migley. This is Simpson. Still Simpson. Poked only as far as Cohn. She smashes it into the danger area. And not wanting it to go out is Burnett. So she takes this one and will wait all 6 seconds to give her defense a breather. Been on the back foot since conceding, FC Virginia. So far they've been able to deal with it. Zier skies to win the header. It's a determined run, and a great ball slid through. Cross comes in on the far side, and flying in was Della Peruta, but couldn't keep her header down.
It's a great win by Glenn to win that ball and then penetrate forward, trying to attack the players through the gap, breaking those planes and getting into the attacking third. And then she had that beautiful slip ball into Pine, who then has that left-footed cross. Della Peruta trying to get her head on it, just couldn't keep it down there. Oh, great header won there by Graham.
Della Peruta spins at the top of the box. Muscles went off the ball, gets it onto her left foot. Not a bad effort, took a deflection, says the referee. Third corner kick for Tophat in this second half.
Della Peruta showing off her foot skills, again her ability to cut really quickly, and she got that shot off as she's able to fire quick. It just looked like it got deflected, so now she's got another corner kick.
Fifth corner kick of the game for Tophat. They're knocking on the door, looking for the equalizer, which would be enough to put them through to the quarterfinals. It's played right to the penalty spot. They win the first ball, but it's hooked away at the back post on the second. Glenn gets it in the middle. Meadows. Cone.
Good ball back by Penn there.
Left off, slip through for Shuckle. Shuckle turns, her shot is blocked. Simpson looking to get to the byline. Migley matches her, but Simpson comes back. Now she plays it into the danger area. Still might be something on here. And the deflection took the sting out of Shuckle's shot.
Yeah, it looked like there you had Graham and Shuckle both trying to go for the ball at the same time, and as a result, neither of them was able to get the power behind it. But you see, despite the fact that they're down 2-1, Tophat is still able to win the ball and be patient a bit more as they build up, and then eventually try to strike when they see the gap.
Borden's header went backwards, and it works out in the end as Burnett will take.
So at this point, Burnett needs to just take her time, allow her team to relax and regroup. Right now they're a little bit frantic and they just need to relax a bit more.
Well, they can settle down just a bit on this throw-in. It'll be a throw-in for FCV. Shuckle can't believe it. Throw-in played over her. Won by Zier, who attends the Bullis School in Maryland. The only player on this roster who's not from Virginia, Zier. And two FCV players run into each other, trying to keep the ball in bounds. Throwing quickly taken. Glenn slides it in, helped on by Barrio. Cone tracks it down on the far side. She has room to run. Bombing forward is Cone. Puts in another dangerous ball. And that is tremendous defending.
So it looked like Penn there. I'm not sure if she had maybe did a dummy like we saw yesterday, the little dummy letting the ball go through, because she had Barrio behind her wide open. But Penn there trying to drive it down end line, getting that shot off, but unable to get the deflection. Great defending there by FC Virginia to surround the ball quickly and not allow a good shot.
It was Hagen who made 2 blocks. Let's take a look, the ball coming in from Cone. And Hagen just standing up Penn on the first, getting up. And then it was off of Penn last. Della Peruta swings it in, cleared away at the top of the box. Anywhere will do for FC Virginia. And now Meadows will come back to get.
This is where Virginia needs to push up quickly and put pressure on that ball and win it back in their attacking half, not allowing Tophat to get through.
Now Zier will be whistled for a foul. And it looks like Zier is going to get the first booking of the afternoon. So it'll be a yellow card to Kenna Zier. Chance for Stouty to play it in. Driven ball, perfectly placed on the penalty spot. It's allowed to bounce. FC Virginia react quickest. Still danger on, the shot! Took a deflection, no it didn't. Goal kick for FC Virginia.
I think it's Della Peruta there looking to say it was deflected. My shot didn't go wide, it was deflected wide, but a goal kick will be rewarded. Say what an unbelievable ball though by Stouty to serve it into the box, almost on a dime. There's the touch.
This is a right call by the referee. It looked like it hit off a yellow jersey on its way through. But they're chiseling their way down the far flank again, Tophat. That's another good ball played in. Ed Graham just mishit it. She'll get onto it though. Graham quickly closed down. Has Shuckle in support. Well, that's a beautiful move. Glenn tried to slide it inside. Still with it, Glenn. Now she does slide inside. Della Peruta posting up. Back to the top. Shot is blocked. Another opportunity closed down. And driven over the crossbar by Glenn.
So an initial stop there by Theoret prevented that ball from going forward. She did a great job tracking back and defending, forcing Tophat to work it back around the box. A couple times they get posted up trying to lay it off for the long ball in just outside the box. Unfortunately, that one went wide.
It's McIntyre whose number's up. She'll be replaced by Brooke Jones out of Loudoun County High School. So Jones comes on for her 26th appearance. Gonna just try and run around, hassle that back line. As you said, Danielle, I think Jones coming in to try and not allow Tophat to just have that free ball out of the back every single time. McIntyre's first goal. It's a historic one. It's the 100th for the club in the Development Academy. Time for Powell to turn. As things stand, she has the game winner. Powell going forward. Graham sweeps it to Barrio. Gets it out wide. Della Peruta is the only player forward. Now Barrio jumps into the attack. Played forward over the head of Della Peruta. And Simpson unable to keep it in.
Simpson there trying to make that overlapping run from the defensive side all the way up. Just as a quick switch there. Just couldn't get there in time, but that's the right idea. Trying to exploit the gap behind as the entire defense shifted over, and she was wide open on that far post.
Into the final 10 minutes, and this game is on a knife's edge. 2-1 FC Virginia with the lead. But if Tophat can level, then they'll be the team going through to the quarterfinals. As Powell spins out of bounds. Shuckle, the goal scorer for Tophat. Her throw into Della Peruta. Neatly brought down. Space to venture forward. They gotta close the gap eventually, as this one rolls out wide. Simpson tried to slide it inside for Della Peruta. And it will be a throw for Tophat in the 82nd minute.
See, Tophat still trying to get that ball into the box for a little bit of a shorter shot there. And you see FC Virginia, as a result, is really sitting back. And they're allowing players like Stouty to come 30, 40 yards up the field before being pressured.
Shuckles cross. Well, the cry from the FC Virginia bench is, don't just clear it, try and find a few passes. As it's Tophat to overtake once again. It's a good determined run from Glenn. And that ball too far from Graham, who was trying to find Simpson. It will roll over the end line. Goal kick for FC Virginia. We're clinging onto the lead as we head into the final 8 minutes of regulation. And then any stoppage time deemed necessary by the referee. A draw will be the same as a win for Tophat as they'll go through to the quarterfinals, but they're chasing the equalizer. Skying to win that header was Glenn. Second header won by Graham. Bought down by Barrio. Leaves it off for Glenn. Beautifully weighted ball over the top, looking for Cone. Still battling for it, Cone. One on the far side. Della Peruta scoops it over the top. The chance is on. Burnett comes out and quells the danger.
Good read by Burnett there to come out and secure that ball before any of those Tophat players that were surrounding it, looking for that chip over the top by Della Peruta.
And this will be a foul on Barrio. Seven plus exciting minutes left in this one. And then coming up next, we'll stay at the U16-17 level with the Boston Breakers taking on the San Jose Earthquakes. Can only hope that that game is exciting as this one has been. And on paper, it certainly is.
So I think today's games that we're broadcasting are going to be exciting. We already have this one. It's 2-1 right now. But Tophat is doing everything they can to try to get numbers forward and find that equalizer.
Shuckle's been one of the best players on the field. Gets it inside for Simpson. This one threaded through. Space is open up on the far side. Burnett comes out and takes off the heavy touch.
That was a beautiful ball through, and because it deflected off a defender, regardless if she was on or off, you're going to play that. Defender intended to play it. And Penn, ball goes over the top. There's Penn making that overlapping run. Just that first touch a little bit too far, and as a result, Burnett was able to come out and win that ball before a shot was taken.
This is Graham. Borden doing the defending. She's done well, Cassidy Borden. It's another look. Just too far ahead on that touch, and Burnett read it well. Ellie Glenn in the 85th minute. Trying to thread it through. De La Puerta knocked off the ball, goes down, looking for a penalty. Not gonna get it, but it's stolen away. And FC Virginia somehow able to wrestle it clear.
De La Puerta looking for the penalty kick as she felt that she was obstructed on her way into the box from a goal-scoring opportunity.
They've come in wave after wave of attack, but it's been repelled every single time by FC Virginia. Now 5 more minutes for Tophat to find the equalizer.
And here it is again. She's going into the box. Thinks that she should have been given a penalty kick. Ref decided otherwise.
Played in for Powder Chase. Meadows gets there first, and the Alabama native guides it back to her keeper. Look at Powell chasing to get back. De La Puerta had that ball, could have turned, and the referee is going to bring it all the way back behind midfield for the free kick.
That's where maybe an advantage should have been given as they had possession and could have continued to go forward in a higher position up the field.
Shuckle. This is Graham. Graham plays it across. Won again by FC Virginia. Stepping in, and the whistle had blown.
I believe there may have been a head injury there, might have been a collision on that clearance.
And the trainer being called on just to have a check on the players.
I think it's Ginny that may have been in that collision, or the player that the referee is asking to be evaluated for a head injury.
Take a look if we can see it here, and yep, there is a clash of heads there. Referee doing what he had to do, even with the ball in a very advantageous position for Tophat.
There's again just colliding heads as both players going for the ball. And now both players are being asked to be taken off. It looks like, no, they're just all going for a water break there to try to regroup and discuss as Ginny gets evaluated.
Well, we know these aren't the final 3 minutes. There will be stoppage time now. And rightly so, the referee doing the right thing. Donovan Eubank out of Tennessee. AR1, Fritz Barbarousse out of Florida. Edouard Hernandez out of Cal South is the AR2 on the far side. And Michael Ziegler is the 4th official from New York. This game still hanging in the balance. 2-1 FC Virginia lead. They need all 3 points. Tophat just need the equalizer if they are going to be the queens of Group A.
This is where both coaches have an opportunity to talk to their teams quickly, get them regrouped with a new game plan, or to remind them of what their game plan currently is and make sure that they follow through with it. Tophat, be interesting to see how many numbers they send forward now that there's only a few moments left in this match.
About a minute and a half have elapsed. And FC Virginia gonna make a change. As Allison Ambroski will come on for Kristen Kinney. And you wonder if it's just for the concussion protocol or if that is an actual substitution. I think Kinney came on in the second half, so I think it is just the concussion protocol. And once she's cleared, Ambroski will come back out and Kinney will go back in. It's the drop ball won by FC Virginia.
Or in this case, they may be thinking we'd rather play it safe, take her off. There's not much time left. Might as well put a player in that can stay for the entire time and allow her the time that she needs to be checked out. And if they do advance to the next round, have her available.
This one comes back for Meadows. Holly Meadows. Shuckle at midfield to gather on the near side. A higher line being played by FC Virginia. Now they're going to have to drop all the way back into their box as Allison Ambroski commits the foul. And now Ambrosky will come back off, and back on comes Kristen Kinney as she's cleared through the concussion protocol.
It's great to see that she's okay and ready to play, and they'll need that type of player who's good in the air to be able to try to disrupt this play.
Stouty's driven ball in, one at the top of the box. Cohen shoots, it skips through, and Burnett gets down to make the save.
Great save by Burnett there, not allowing any type of rebound. As you saw, it was Glenn who was flying forward, getting ready for anything to pounce on if that ball was let loose.
The board is about to come up for stoppage time. It's going to be 4 minutes. 4 minutes for Tophat to find an equalizer. And the spaces open up. Clip back across. Della Peruta brings it down. She's quickly closed down. She has to spin back with it. Glenn, she's bumped off the ball. And anywhere will do at the moment for FC Virginia. 30 of the 4 have elapsed here in stoppage time.
We're seeing Stouty's pushing up now, trying to contribute to the attack.
A free kick, and more seconds will run off this clock for FC Virginia. Looking to see it out and climb to the top of the mountain in Group A, get themselves through to the quarterfinals in the first ever girls U-16-17 U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championships. Over the top, Powell to chase. It's in a foot race with Meadows. And Meadows guides it out wide.
See Meadows there, as she's feeling that pressure from Powell, just tries to kick it out in an attempt to just thwart the play, get her numbers back behind the ball again.
Minute and 30 seconds have now elapsed in stoppage time. They'll look to keep it in this corner. They're going to send in the box where nobody is, and now Tophat could come right back the other way.
This is where Tophat needs to get up quickly.
Won by Sellers. The space is open up for Graham on the near side. Graham plays it across, and it's steered clear.
Great defending by FC Virginia there, getting all their numbers behind and just disrupting the play, getting it out of the box.
Final 2 minutes of the minimum 4. Pumped in again, this time from Cone. Well, they've won every ball when they've absolutely needed to, FC Virginia, and they get it clear once again. Meadows spins. Shuckle to bring it forward. Della Peruta in the box. Steps over, comes back. Gets it out wide. This is Graham. It's Graham's cross. Headed to the back post. Burnett comes out. She spills it, and it's wrestled away. Now Cone steps into one. It was a good drive and well held by Darian Burnett.
Great recovery by Burnett. As you saw, she was down on the ground in that scramble, giving up a rebound. She got out quickly and was able to position herself with a rocket from Cone. Great hands to secure that ball.
Now Powell battling with Meadows. It's a good job by Meadows to skip away from her. And Shuckle cannot escape the attention of Zier.
Shuckle looks like she's limping there, just trying to push through it for the final moments of this match.
Simpson slides it through. Burnett quickly off her line to make another save.
Great work by Burnett there, coming aggressively off her line and sliding out to make the save. Here's again Simpson with the little through ball in, and here comes Burnett sliding in. Great work there to secure the ball.
Referee looks at his watch. FC Virginia are through to the quarterfinals with a 2-1 win over Tophat. Final thoughts, Danielle Diavanzo.
This was an incredibly exciting match. Both teams playing well, and you saw Tophat had the ball in the attacking half for a majority of the second half. just unfortunate for them that they weren't able to find the equalizer despite the multiple opportunities they had. But you got to give credit to Burnett, who was making save after save within the last 10 minutes at least there. Save after save to secure the win for her team.
FC Virginia are through from Group A. Coming up next, we will find out who goes through from Group B as the San Jose Earthquakes are getting set to take on the Boston Breakers. We'll have post-game coverage for you, but for now, from up here in the booth, I'm Mark Serber saying so long from Oceanside, where it finishes FC Virginia 2, Tophat 1. Post-game coverage coming up. Stay right here on USSoccerDA.com.
Too bright, or are we looking?
Better put yours.
I'm Danielle Diavanzo here alongside Victoria Powell, who had the game winner in this exciting action here, where it was 2-1 in favor of FC Virginia. So again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Can you talk about how this game elapsed, especially in the second half? They scored that goal. How did you guys keep your composure?
I mean, we just had to keep confident. I mean, we came into the game knowing that we had to win. We did everything we could, put everything out there.
Yeah. And then can you describe your goal that you scored?
Honestly, it all went by really fast. It was off of a corner, and there was a little bit of a scramble, and I stuck in my left foot, whatever I could do, get on it. I saw the keeper was in front of me, hit it high, hope for the best.
And you guys coming into this match knew that you had to get the win in order to move on. So how did you guys be able to handle that pressure throughout the match?
Honestly, I think it kind of helped us because then we weren't comfortable. We knew we needed to put everything out there. I think if we knew we needed to tie, we would have been a little bit more laid back, and that wouldn't have helped us.
Right, congratulations again. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Victoria, for joining us here. She's Victoria Powell. I'm Danielle Diavanzo. And coming up, we have more U-16-17 girls playoff action here. So stick around to check out the Breakers versus the San Jose Earthquakes.